Hey Legionnaires and medieval fanatics, we are back with another 12-12 AD siege few here today, and this is a grind fest of a siege battle. It's great to be back with some more 12-12 and some classic medieval sieges as well that are going to go on for a long time. If you look at the top of your screen there, you may be able to see the time on this one, and obviously you might be able to see the length of the video as well. Kind of gives it away that this is going to be a long and a grindy one, and yeah, you're going to need some snacks, some drinks, so I'd definitely go and pause the video right now and go and get yourself a beverage of choice and a snack, maybe some popcorn or something, and prepare for what is to be a very close, very epic and grindy medieval showdown, and between some really strong factions as well in this one, as we have Nicaea's cavalry over here with the Hippo Paramanoi. I think I've got that name just about right. It's a bit of a mouthful, but they're taking on some Elector Knights here of Trier. Both really strong cavalry. I think the Elector Knights are slightly better. Trier's cavalry is pretty good, and it actually, to be fair, it is absolutely, because it's tier 2 against tier 3 in favor of Trier. So yeah, tiers massively come into it, because obviously it's an entirely different century, better armor, better weapons. So yeah, Trier winning that fight there, hand over fist. But yeah, Trier, really strong faction. Funnily enough, you might think, Pope? You're saying there's big, really strong factions. No, Trier is really good. It's a really strong faction. For one of the Elector counts of the HRE. Byzantines, or this is what it's Nicaea really, but they're pretty much the out-and-out Byzantines. These are the guys that reclaimed Constantinople in the middle of the 13th century. And then over here we have France, another obviously major European power, you know, dueling with the well, not the Brits, the English, constantly fighting over mainly French land, really. And then we have the Hungarians over here, which is another pretty strong faction, I'd say. Probably the weakest, actually, I'd say, of the options here, to be honest. But it's still a pretty strong faction. You see them quite often. They have access to quite a lot of units. I feel like they're lacking in infantry. They've got a lot of their infantry all stacked from this first wave. If this first wave fails, they've only got another sword, a couple of spears, and some pole arms, and that is it. At least as far as we can see. I think we can see everything. I don't think this fog of war really activated. But yeah, it's going to be a really fun battle. I love this map as well. This is the Western pack, like Western Settlement pack that you can get with 1212. It's on the workshop, but yeah, it makes some really cool cities. You know, we've got a cool last stand keep as well. Kind of, I mean, you can fight from this side, you can deploy on this side and attack this side. So you could do a two-pronged assault, but if you do break across the walls, you are ended up doing a river crossing across a bridge, and it's a single choke point. It's not a pleasant sight for anyone. So you might want to try and do this and maybe get a sneaky couple of units across, but not really worth it in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, it's good to be back with some more 12-12. And yeah, glorious medieval action. If you're probably wondering why are you sounding a little bit different, Pope, different mic or something? No, I just have a cold. If you haven't watched the NTW3 video that came out recently as well, I can't remember. This one might be coming out before NTW3. Who knows? But yeah, I got a cold. I managed to get one in the middle of summer, which is just kind of typical. So it's kind of why if I sound a little bit just like bunged up or something, that'll be why. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's changed in my world. Nothing else. No new mic, that's for sure. Catalanoy here, though, are slicing and dicing through the Trier Sword Infantry. It's a really good unit. It's a 90-man unit. These aren't full-size units, I've realised. They're playing on smaller unit sizes, which I think might be just to do with lag, maybe some people's PCs. So there's about 6,000 people in this siege battle. There are 3,600 attackers. It's down to 3,500 and about 3,000 defenders. Huge sally out taking place over here. Just seen this, and that's a little bit late to that one, but France has sallied out here. Their general's gone in, Joan of Arc. Arguably the best general in the game. Is broken. I can't remember if she's still broken, but she's also attacking another general here, Matthias Kirele, I think is how you say his name. Anyway, France has got Chevaliers in here, as has Hungary. Hungary has more, I thought had more cav, but yeah, oh yeah, he's already lost one, that's why. It's Servient. I would say HRE. Roman Empire, Nicaea, that's the one. They've got no cav left, so they can't support this. So we're about to see, actually the general has got out of it. Spears are going to get in for Hungary, but yeah, Joan of Arc's probably going to be able to safely get out of this fight. But yeah, all the cavs gone, and France will be able to then sally at will whenever they like. Joan of Arc is also tier 3, which I don't think all this Hungarian cav is. And yeah, well, look at that. Yeah, actually, no, it's tier 3, but it's all medium shock, so it's just getting, it's outweighted. The spears are still going in. Those Pavis, I guess, they can't get back in time. Sad, but I've got a fight outside the wall. That's very cool. Yeah, I'm looking to do more 12-12 battles. If you want to ever get involved in some battles and scenarios, some streams as well, do feel free to join the Discord. I'm looking to do some more 12-12, get some more content out, because yeah, it's a long forgotten mod, I feel like, and loads of people still play it. The Discord's certainly very active. A lot of single player campaigns, I feel like, is what people play, but it's still, yeah, massively played. This spear fight here kind of going on. It's the only sort of action taking place in this one. I was just like, I guess I should know they've landed over here as well. And they're dying pretty quickly. Oh my gosh, Catalanoy over here getting slaughtered. What are they losing to? Well, Elector Guards are also losing here, dismounted Elector Guards. I don't think there's any rules on tiers. I know in some 12-12 sort of like games, people set tier. Sort of like, you can only play with tier 1 or tier 2. But I think you could bring anything in like this one, which is fine. I kind of like that. I think tier 2, certainly as a defender, is a really good sort of price range to aim for, which looks like what Trier's gone for. Well, he's got some tier 3 dismounted Elector Knights here. I think these guys might be capped to 1, which is why he's bringing multiple different eras. But Shock Infantry on a wall, it will slaughter. It'll do really well. So yeah, I mean, also pretty poor. What I'm seeing right now from Nicaea is a lack of pushing reinforcements up. So like he's not got his archers up here either, like supporting in these fights, while Trier does, as you can see here. So yeah, all that first wave is pretty much routed there for the Byzantines. We'll just call them the Byzantines, to be honest. Yeah, more Catalanoy landing here. I didn't think you could bring this many, but maybe you can. I thought it was a 1 unit like thing. It's only tier 3. These guys do go on as well later to like the Catalan mercenaries, which I think these are what these are supposed to represent. These guys go on to basically take Greece, like Morea, for themselves, and they set up their own like sort of like a mercenary sort of like a state for a bit, which is quite a funny little bit of history. Sad for the Byzantines because it shows like the state they're in. More engagement going on here. Saying that spear fight was the only fight going on, that was silly of me to say. There's so much fighting going on here. French Chevaliers and axes on the wall here fighting. Yeah, the axes here are going to slaughter the French spears, that's for sure. But yeah, the spears there routing. I think that's got to do with, equally to do with fire projectiles as it has to do with actually losing that infantry fight. Swordsmen here, they're losing. They're kind of having the other side of it. So they got the shock infantry just slaughtering non-shock infantry. Cav still selling out. Joan of Arc's playing a risky game here. That was the French Chevalier as well. That's pretty weak and that's just trying to take out crossbows. That's failed. Whether Joan of Arc's going to try and go for the general, I don't know. They should bring forward the rest of their army as well, really, should Hungary. Just get it closer. So they do break through someone. They can, you know, bring up reinforcements quickly, which is really the reason you should do it. So if you're like, oh, we have broken through somewhere. Like, great, let's what we're going to do. Send in our weakened shock into the next wave. Yeah, but you've got nothing else to back it up, so you just kind of go back to square one.
The men are broken and are fleeing.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, the spears here, yeah, they're losing. Is Joan of Arc still outside? No, she's... Where is she? Oh, she's just actually by the breach point, which is actually in range of... I was going to say he's in range of the Great Bombard, but he's out of he's out of ammo, which is a shame. Yeah, Nicaea has just kind of like sent in its first wave of Catalan troops. They've kind of failed, and they've not sent anything else in to back it up. Trier's got plenty as well in reserve, so like they've been yeah, they're fine. It's not even like he's like, oh, we'll just go in at any point, we'll break through. The general for the Trier is actually a shock general, which is pretty risky to bring. And it's a, I presume, it's a tier 3 dismounted elected guards. Whether you can bring one non-general, I don't know. It's been ages since I played 12-12. I can't remember what you can and can't bring. But what I can tell you is that general for Hungary is in big danger here. The Chevaliers, yeah, going out. Joan of Arc has also sallied out again and has managed to rout that crossbow. For a battle that's supposedly over an hour long, this is starting very intensely and not looking good for the attackers so far. I mean, balance power is dead even. Attackers do have slightly more men by 100, which is not a big difference in a siege battle. Certainly a 12-12 AD siege battle. Yeah, actually, look at all those Hungarian swords breaking. That's not good to see. That is not good to see. But I think they're routing all these French Chevaliers here. They're just having a real bad day of the Hungarians right now. The shock infantry up here is wavering as well. This is what happens. It's such a great tactic. I mean, look at that. They've got mounted crossbows up here. Frank archers, which are a crossbow variant? I did not know this was a unit. Well, they just called them Frank archers and they were bows. But anyway, they're setting up here and they are just shooting on swords. A really good tactic. You put up your archers at the bottom of the wall, shoot up and support your defending units, and it's just really effective. France has made a mistake there. His crossbows have got caught outside by these Pavis spears, which are beautiful shields. Beautiful shields. Like the art of some of these units is great. It really is. Trier's even coming into the party here. He's sending in his cav. I don't know what that charge was. It kind of missed mostly, but it did try to rear charge the spears here. And that might make that is making the difference. Absolutely might make the difference. It is. They're now losing. Crossbows are trying to support and trying to get rid of the Elector Knights. Yeah, Hungary's finally bringing up his reserves. I'm surprised that after Hungary made this breach, he then landed all of his troops on the wall. It's such a strange tactic. He sent the pole arms, I presume, through the breach. And France doesn't look like he actually has anything to counter it. France is actually kind of nearly out of troops when it comes to infantry. Trier has quite a bit left, and that's not good. Well, Joan of Arc might take out a Hungary general here, but we have got, I guess the only general left is the Byzantine general. Sorry, only cav left there. And that is going to be France, I think, gone as well. France might just take Hungary's general and lose its own here in the same move. Hungary should now block the breach point with pole arms and just screw them, and then the crossbows here should be able to pick off Joan of Arc. In theory, Joan of Arc might be very lucky here and might get out of here. And if the Byzantines, you see, were actually, by the gate and sort of, that would doom Joan. She would not be able to get home. But because they're so far away and they're still not really, they are now moving crossbows. They're going to move their Italicon. They've seen the idea. They probably can cover that ground and get in range before Joan can get to the walls, to the gate, sorry, but still, yeah, going to be tight. Shock infantry has managed to get off the wall, not quite sure how. I thought it was, I guess it came off over here and it's gone round, yeah. And it's wrecking these spears, but it's going to rout itself here, I think. Crossbows, yeah, somehow managed to disengage and get back inside. Joan of Arc did get back in. Did get back in. The Italicon didn't get in a range, and yeah, the general was way too far away to even try and hope to get there. Yeah, 13. Lucky for some. Joan of Arc being the luckiest soul in today's battle, that's for sure. She is, yeah, running like I said, on a tightrope. I say France is out of troops. Still have a healthy shock, which has been on the wall and operate there. They have still 2 spears. After that, though, they are pretty much out of infantry. It's just crossbows. Crossbows can hold their own. Some of them can, but not necessarily all of them. Handgunners now coming across with Trier. I guess they're coming across because the general for Hungary's gone. I don't think it's dead. General just fled. Yeah, it says there on the if you look at the description of the unit, so it's fled. Still going to do a lot of morale debuffs, and handgunners really good at debuffing morale. So that's kind of, they're not unit killers, they're unit routers. That's what they do, really. So yeah, so that's a good move actually by Trier sending that over there. Again, also supporting its ally really well. Since they're pretty low on troops. Yeah, I wonder whether we're going to see a bit of a lull in play now. I wonder. Hungary, I don't think is looking too keen to keep sending troops in to what is already a losing formula. It is now on the Byzantines, as you can see here, to now really make a push. And yeah, evidently some comms have gone on, and they've said, you need to make another push, pal, even if Trier's got plenty left. Yeah, here they come. What we're going to see going in, Anglo-Vranjoy, or Anglo-Vranjoy. These boys in their red going in. Love to see it. And they've got the tier 3 and the tier 2. I do know my knowledge of 1212 is still just about enough intact that I do remember that you can only bring one of these each, which they are capped on. And that was a long time ago that happened. These are, by far and away, I'll say it easily, the best shock in the game. Nice here. I don't know if there is any difference in the other factions' shock infantry, but yeah, just the Anglo-Vranjoy for the Byzantines is just the best. Any of the Byzantine factions, Epirus, Trebizond, it's the best shock in the game. It's the best. It really is. They're sending over more Catalanoi. Like I said, I generally did not think you could bring multiple of these, but evidently you can. Whether they change the caps, I do not know. Paramonoi, you definitely, I think, can only bring one. But yeah, I'm not sure. Catalanoi, I thought you could only bring one, but maybe you can bring multiple. They have got, obviously, we haven't really spoken about them yet, but we have got the fire throwers here. For those of you that might, you've probably seen it already. You've seen the icon. We've got the fire throwers here. These guys, they can change your game. They can change your game as well. So yeah, 24 fellas with, well, basically it's napalm in a medieval gun. Actually, finally see the Byzantines also land. The Trieste decided not to defend the wall this second time around. They're going to defend the streets. Shock is coming forward, though. That might change. They might now just, you know, countercharge the Catalanoi and try and then retake the walls. Catalanoi look like they're going to go back onto the wall. I don't know what they're doing, really. Just reforming. They need to get the Anglo-Vranjoy over the wall. They could deal with the Electonites. And also, just to make it worse, we have trebuchets here, which is also another great asset for the defenders. Which is one of the things you bring, to be honest, as a defender. This or a mortar. If there's like rules for what like era you can bring, and also money as well. Obviously, mortar's much more expensive. Polearms now in for Hungary, that is. French will do their utmost to try and defend this. Like I said, they haven't really got a counter for the polearms. The polearms are pretty effective in 12-12. They are defeating the dismounted French Chevaliers here. The good way to counter shock is polearms, if I remember correctly. They've also got Hungarian crossbows. I have no idea actually how they've got over. I don't know how they've got here. Whether they've gone through this gap and got there. No tower that landed here. This is what's really confused me. But anyway, they're here. They might have pulled through. I'm going to go with they might have pulled through this combat to get to there. Anyway, they are trying to deal with the shock here. They're doing their best. Trier is back at the pretty much back of the wall, pretty much back at its start position. Anglo-Rangoi are in here. They're getting countered by pikes. Really, right now, we should be seeing Byzantine crossbows. They should be setting up right here, and they should be getting brilliant side shots into those electric pike infantry. But they're not doing that. They are shooting electric guards, I think, which is equally a pretty good target. But definitely the more pressing target, because it's going to kill your pikes eventually, is that... kill your Anglo-Rangoi, is that pike unit. You need to kill that off first. I mean, also, you could go for a cheeky gen snipe. The electric guard general is right here. If they can get their crossbows on the wall, they can then dominate the wall. And dominate this whole sort of area around the radius of sort of like the crossbow range. We're going to see Anglo-Rangoi actually disengage, which is probably the smarter thing to do than just to keep them in melee, to be honest. Let the Catalanoi lose and die. Well, I was say let them lose and die to the pikes, but they're pulling back too. And actually, we're going to see, because of that pressure being put here, Trier's actually going to fall back and give the gate up, which, to be honest, I don't think he needed to do, actually. I personally think he had the Byzantines exactly where he wanted them. Those spears could have just held there. Could have then squished all these units that were already in the streets. I think Trier's been mightily kind there to the Byzantines, given that ground up. Hungary has made ground as well. They've actually kind of pushed on a little bit. Pikes here dealing with the spears. And well, the polearms are dealing with the spears. Polearms there breaking through, and then we're going to see Papis. Ryan, I guess, do the same thing. I don't know. I mean, don't think those polearms charged. They charged in. They didn't go in formation. I don't think it's a viable tactic. Yeah, polearms going in, spears supporting. Got the French crossbow still on the wall. There you go. The final sword for the Hungarians was landed and has routed the French crossbows there. I think Joan of Arc's still around. Yeah, Joan's still around. There's just a lot of routing French taking place here. 33 out of 98, I guess, maybe. They'd rout at that. Spears here are losing. The polearms, like I said, they are pretty good. And France, like I said, has nothing to counter them. Hopefully we can keep them healthy and, keep morale sort of relatively high. They've got a good chance of, turning this around, getting some good results for those fights. There you go, the French rout there. They're not, the filthy cowards, the Allies rout, but they're not all gone on the French. They still have a few troops alive. Another spear, another shock. The Hungarians are going to take the wall, but at quite a cost, pretty much most of their army. And Byzantines are arriving now as well. Still got ammo on their artillery. The great bombard still has ammo, which is pretty handy if they want to play this slow and just bombard the remains of the defenses here. I mean, they might want to take out some of these towers in this final defense, but they're not really necessary to take out. I mean, I'm hoping they're not going to try and camp this keep here of the defenders just yet. I mean, hopefully they don't really do it at all and just maybe defend outside of it. You can maybe put your crossbows on the wall, but yeah, I would end up defending these gates. These are pretty difficult to break through. Anyway, that looks like sort of relatively the first stage of the siege over. Don't think we're going to make a cut. The Hungarians might still do a little bit more attacking here against the French. I think the French-Hungarian corridor might still be open here. For a bit more melee. The swords certainly want a little bit more melee here. They're going to go in. Frank archers here. Slaughter them, boys. Slaughter them. Take them out. Rout those boys. There you go. Gone. Gone and gone. There you go. France is now going to retreat. Probably should have happened a little while ago. It didn't. And there you go. The towers collapsed. Don't know if they did much damage to the Hungarians. They haven't got a lot left for them to do much damage to. Oh, they have actually managed to catch. Oh, this is the Byzantine general. We managed to catch a French crossbow over here, a healthy one as well. They can file that down, make sure that can't return. Let's just get yourself some free kills. That's a very good result there. That had a lot of, well, a third of its ammo left. That's still a lot, to be fair. They can capture this cap point as well, which will help with morale, bring down morale for the defenders. Trier's now sending over troops over here, trying to stabilize the situation. Pikes, swords, spears, shock, the whole lot being sent over. They do have a polearm of their own, halberdiers here, so they have something to counter those Hungarians, actually. The pikes, I mean, I guess the pikes might counter the polearms. Polearms, though, I keep getting told that most things are better than pikes. I think that's still the case in 12-12 as well. Oh dear, that's dangerous, though. That is dangerous. Don't usually do that, ladies and gentlemen. If you're playing 12-12, or generally any total war, don't charge your general into pikes. Looking for this Byzantine general, the pikes haven't quite set up, so they all have their pikes upright still. So we actually did get a good charge, hence the pikes were losing. But that's a risky game that you're playing there. That was a risky game. It's obviously, if you time it right, it looks great, and you get some great rewards from it. But otherwise, if it goes wrong badly, and you lose your general. And if anyone needs to keep their general alive to keep this game going, it is that Byzantine general. Please do not do it again. He's thinking about it. Yeah, the pikes are going down. They're not falling in for it the second time. They're going to get their general out of there, which is the right thing to do, because he was about to get, well, not get cut off, but was in danger of being trapped a little bit. Yeah, those three units there are all anti-cav units, really. I mean, the shock, the least amount, unless he goes into already an engagement. But the pikes and the spears, yeah, they'll counter those cav. The archers returned. Poor guys. They returned just to get routed once again by spears. Byzantines still haven't got all their army inside. What are they doing with their, like, crossbows and their, like, their fire throwers? Get them in. You don't know when you're going to need them. But yeah, I might make a cut. I was thinking, maybe we won't make a cut. I think I might, because I don't... I mean, the Hungarians, I doubt are going to push. We might just see some skirmish phase for a bit. Which, if that's the case, I might come back for that. But yeah, I mean, looking at the Byzantines, they are not in a rush here to push. That's for sure. So yeah, I will make a quick cut, I think, and I'll see you guys once the first bit of action really takes place again. So yeah, see you at that point. So we are back, and a little bit of engagement has begun. The Byzantines have pushed it with some spears. They actually managed to get through this choke point. The Trier player gave this choke point up. He just kind of fell back. I don't know whether he was just trying to readjust, or I think he's just trying to pull back, and you can see everything to the keep here. Which I'm kind of a little disappointed by. I feel like they've had most of the luck their way. They don't need to fall back. Balance power is dead even as well. They are running down a lot of these halberdiers, so I'm glad to see. I don't think they're going to get the trebuchet back. But yeah, Angle of Ranjoy getting some good kills, as are the spears. They're going to trap that spear over here for Trier as well. It's a spear militia. That's some kills. It's not necessarily the best unit to get trapped, but it's a unit. Halberdiers, yeah, falling back. They're not falling back too far, but they are still inside the keep, already prepared. They've got pikes as well ready here, and shock. Yeah, France is pretty much back inside the city. He cannot afford to stay out here and fight Hungary, it seems. Though Hungary, like I said, is in no better state, really, than France. So yeah, there's that. The trebuchet is point-blank shooting as well. These things get huge kills. Just send your Angler of Ranjoy and your spears into combat, and then he will not shoot his own halberds. I'm sure of it. I'm sure. He's cycling? Maybe going to cycle charge the Angler of Ranjoy? I do not know. That might work. Like I said, though, shock kind of gets countered by polearms. Byzantine units look so good. They really do. I really like the Megalotori sort of units, like the swords and spears. They just look good. But the rework for the Byzantines, however many years ago that was now, so good. So needed as well. Probably the best looking faction. These guys do get the most love, to be honest. Who doesn't love the Byzantines, so... Or should I just say Rome? How? What? Actually, they could slip through. They actually... Yeah, there was a way out, but... How did they not trap this early? That spear unit was for the taking. The Byzantines are sleeping on the job there. Okay. They should have definitely got that unit though. That was a free kill. We got dismounted Electonites. We've got a tier 1 unit. Don't often see Well, we do often see these units, the Electronites, but yeah, cool to see them. Got literally every tier here. I guess we had that already with the Trebuchet. Fireballs just as I saw the Trebuchet was firing. I think he was firing as well into that blob, and they are going to risk everything. Halberdiers, Shock's gone. I think we're going to see Spears going. They are going to try and hold this choke point. I don't think it's really worth using your Trebuchet on a few hundred. Well, there's literally about 100 men in here for the Byzantines. So yeah, not really worth it. Byzantines, by the way, still haven't got some of their men inside the walls. We've got Angle of Ranjol here and a Paramanoid just on the wall waiting. And obviously, most notably, the fire throwers are still not inside yet. I don't know if he's just forgotten them or what. You need those guys at the front. Well, not front, but, you know, get them closer. Certainly going to need some of those units soon. The Spear's having a thrilling fight here. Spear versus Spear. It just never looks fun. And the animations are just never that fun, I feel like, you know, in Total War. If I had to petition anything for CA, it would be make better Spear versus Spear combat. Because this is 90% of what medieval armies are made up of as well. That's a very big routing Byzantine Spear unit as well. And if they wanted to, Trier could carry on. He could get all these crossbows. Actually, yeah, definitely a valid idea. Look at this. It's just all crossbows along here. Nothing protecting these Byzantine troops. He's now bringing forward his spears and his swords. That's why you need them closer. Because if this sort of thing happens, good or bad, and you've got units that are in danger, he is probably going to get them out of here. But he was sleeping on the job for a minute. But yeah, they are... That's why you need troops closer. If I was the Byzantines, I'd just push over here. Just attack it. Avoid the keep as much as possible. Try and minimize losses there. And yeah, Angle of Ranjoi are breaking through. Fireballs are just still going in. Didn't kill about 2 unlucky spearmen there. And also destroyed this person's house. Poor Frank. He lost his house. Why did he lose his house? Well, because someone decided to fire a trebuchet at point blank range. I'm sure a smart guy thought that was a good idea. Poor Frank, he's homeless now. Well, he might be anyway. If this city falls, Frank might be about to lose his home and his life. The Angle of Radroid, they are going to get stopped in their tracks here by the Trier Sword Infantry. They're going to need some more fresh troops to come forward. Paramanoid finally... Oh, here we go. Finally, the reserves are being sent forward. Finally. I'm glad to see it. Hungary is also attempting stuff. For those of you that are maybe, you know, keen to see what Hungary are doing, they're bringing forward their crossbows. They're going to try and shoot, I presume, at this spear unit, which is in a shield wall formation and has probably incredible missile block. No, they're going to make it easier. The French... I was going to say, and they're also at a really narrow choke point, which is going to be really hard to, like, fire through. But the French are going to make it easier, and they're going to send out their spears. But in fairness, Hungary's not defending this. They might just rush the crossbows. Again, yeah, nothing really close. But they don't want to bring anything close, I guess, because it would just get shot. But still, yeah, Hungary's seen it. He should be seeing that. He's not got a lot to micro. More spears going in here. There you go, the swords are broken, the spears are about to go. Is this? I was about to say, is that the general? It's not. And then he goes, yeah, the Catalanoy and the Angle of Ranjor going back in.
Our troops are being hurt. The enemy refuses to admit defeat. Their unit has rallied.
Looks like Byzantine's kind of just pulled back. No one really won it. Neither side seemed like they enjoyed fighting at that choke point. Probably the good idea. I mean, Byzantines need to keep the pressure on. Catalanoy against those Electronites should win. The Electronites are heavy melee infantry. I mean, it's tier 3. They should win that. Shock over here is ripping through everything the Byzantines are set against. They probably will continue to. The spears are not going to beat the Trier shock infantry. Uniforms look so good. They really do. Like the colors, it's such a vibrant period. It really is. It really is. Why I love like the medieval period and also like the Napoleonics. Both just bright uniforms, outlandish sort of coats of arms. Trebuchet trying to shoot the polearms is a good target. I mean, if they can route them as well, like sort of like fire projectiles, there's a good chance you could maybe break some of these guys. Hungarians did the smart thing though, of putting their infantry close to buildings to shield them. It's a basic total war tactic. I think we are about to see the Great Bombard though start putting holes into this wall, or at least into this tower. I've just to, you know, nullify it. I think these are the ones with the tower markers on top of it. This one here, and then this one here. I think they're the only ones that actually are shooting. Well, maybe not. This one says fires on nearby enemies. Maybe this one fires too. I have a lot of towers to take out. Catalanoy here pushing. The only problem with them pushing on this side is that they are in range of the crossbows, it seems. Doesn't seem to matter though, they are still killing the Elector Knights. Literally 200 years separate these two units. They should really, the guys, yeah, from the 15th century should really be smacking these guys up. They really should be. They are. At least they were for a minute. I think the shock infantry, yeah, the shock infantry is changing that. Shock infantry change. We are seeing, speaking of shock infantry, here comes the best shock infantry in the game. Tier 3 Anglo-Vranjoi. I wouldn't say it's the best looking of the three, in my opinion. I think that Tier 2 looks maybe the best. Tier 1 also looks great as well. Not sure if I'm a big fan of like, the red robes, but these boys, oh boy, they're gonna get themselves covered in blood. It's time to ride. I don't know if you guys heard that. That was really funny, I thought. Imagine me like hyping your men up and then you get killed mid-hype. Yeah, they didn't get a charge actually, did the Anglo-Vranjoi. Doesn't matter. They're winning decisively. They are fighting a tiny little unit of Trier swords. I'd expect no less. Catalanoy wavering at 50 out of 90 is crazy. That is actually crazy. Yeah, shock. Anglo-Vranjoi have got a charge there. They should wreck that spear militia. Actually should wreck it. Fire projectiles, that's probably what's not helping the Catalanoy here. But we'll see. I don't think these fire throwers are going to get used effectively. I just can sense them getting close to the walls, getting shot. And just, yeah, just being a wet fart. It generally is a bit like Sappers and Dauntless Days, for those of you that watch Dauntless Days. I don't know how many of you kind of, you know, watch all the content or just some of it. But if you watch the Dauntless Days stuff as well, Sappers for Isengard are kind of like that. Even the Grenadiers recently, to be honest, have kind of been pretty poor performing in recent replays. They just kind of get sent forward, get shot by something, and die. We don't see any big explosions. Mass death. Sad. That's what we're here for, you know. Mass death. That sounds awful. YouTube, please don't demonetize me. There you go, Anglo-Vranjoi are through. They didn't rout the unit, they just fell back with the spears. And yeah, there you go. I mean, they're going to get descended upon by 3 units here. Oh! Frank's house is in danger once again. That one just about missed his house. He's not having a good day. His insurance will be skyrocketing. There you go, yeah, the shock here, unfazed by all these 3 units, as it should be. They vastly just out-quality and outnumber the units here, I think, to be honest. So yeah, they should win that fight. It's just weakening these Anglo-Vranjoi. That's what Trier is trying to do. He's just trying to, you know, take them down one axeman at a time. And they are dropping. And they've lost 25 already. That's still a healthy number though. That can easily be changed by 1 trebuchet volley here, which, and it's still concerningly does actually still have a lot of ammo left, well over half. Oh, that's going to help the situation. Yeah, that's a brilliant shot for the trebuchets here. The Paranoid should be going in column, should be going through that gap here, which I'm marking with my cursor. Go through this gap, and they should be nullifying that trebuchet really. While the Anglo-Grandjoy are pinning down all this infantry, because otherwise the Paranoid is going to get
enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
They didn't get moving. That's kind of poor play there from the player. You're always going to look for little gaps like that, little channels to try and get around defenses. Never pull through. Look for channels, look for little gaps you can maybe try and get around. Especially like when you're trying to get a key unit like that trebuchet. So they are now through too. They are now through too. Numbers-wise, it's kind of the numbers. The balance power has definitely shifted in favor of the attackers, ever so slightly. As it just goes back in favor of defenders.
Our men have
But yeah, 950 against 1,075. It's very, very close in numbers. Yeah, I would still say balance power ever so slightly with the attackers. I don't know if that's got a lot to do with the general here. Cav does often sort of like slant balance power, but yeah, that general's not going to get sent in. Or maybe quality of infantry, like the Anglo-Grandjoy and Paranoid that are left, they might make a big difference. I don't know.
Our men run from the enemy. This is shameful.
But yeah, they're. We'll see what happens now. I mean, I would have thought this trebuchet is going to get taken out, but I see he's quite happy to stand there and just kind of, you know, absorb these hits. Don't really know what he's doing, but there you go. He's just going to stand here and just pretend it's all okay. And I think Hungary's going in. Hungary is going in. Hungary's going to fight France.
A unit is running from the enemy.
Well, these two fought each other all game, down to the bitter bone. Don't know why it's bitter, but it is. The bare bone. That's the better term. They've still got something left to give right at the end.
Back to the fight!
And yeah, the shock getting in there involved is also helping. And pole arms now going in. Are they going to be able to counter stuff? They should. I don't know if they can get archers on. Yeah, they absolutely can get archers onto this wall here. Ah, did the gatehouse get destroyed, or has it always been destroyed? I think it's always been destroyed. I don't think they've shot anything on this side, but certainly the Great Bombard. Oh yeah, the Great Bombard for Nicaea got moved over here. It's not Hungary's, but yeah, I don't think it destroyed these gatehouses. Yeah, they've been shooting the towers. This is probably the right thing to shoot. It's still got ammo in the tank. I'd start shooting it. I don't know why they've held fire. Take out the tower. If they take out the tower, they can't actually use this tower to then actually mount up. That actually probably could save polearm lives here. Actually, no, it probably won't, because Trier, well, crossbows generally, not just Trier's crossbows. Crossbows can arc in 12-12, so it doesn't matter. But it is also kind of favouring the Hungarians, because they're also arcing their shots and shooting all these handgunners on the wall, which is showing their backs nicely. So both sides taking advantage of it, which is at least, you know, the main thing. Trebuchet crew is all dead. They did finally just charge it. Anglo-Grandjoy down to 61. I don't know if they burnt a bunch more before they committed. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it's still a shame nonetheless. It's still 14 minutes in this siege. It's not a lot left to give for either side. Balance power is massively shifted in favour of the attacks as well. Look at that, 778 against 941. I think that's got to do with the trebuchet being lost as well. That's probably come into it quite a bit here, and that the artillery, I guess, for the Niceans might also be affecting that, but we'll see. Fire throw is still yet to be used. I don't know if they're waiting for the ammo to run out for the defenders, but they could be waiting a while because they still got quite a bit. Always find that it's quite hard in 12-12 to get rid of your ammo. We'll see. And there you go. That's that tower gone. There you go. They finally did get rid of that. That should have happened a little while ago, to be honest. It's kind of poor. Whether they... Yeah, you fort wall 0%. They could definitely try and knock a wall down. That might be another good idea. Try and make a breach. Try and then pour troops in through there, as well as also through the gate. Maybe worth an idea. They've routed that swords there. There you go. Well done, Triet. Few less Hungarians to deal with. It's a shame you can't, like, sort of mount up the trebuchet, could be your troops, and just, you know, capture it, because all the ammo would be there, well, the equipment's in good nick. They could turn that on the wall and just start knocking holes in the wall. That would be quite cool. Imagine that was in like some Total War game. You could reuse equipment. Make artillery, like in most games, really important. I mean, obviously, like Napoleonics and various other, certainly Napoleonics is, I guess, recount a lot, but other gunpowder battles, I'm sure it's happened. But I definitely remember reading it in the Napoleonic Wars, like people like capturing guns and then turning the guns on the enemy, like their own guns. It absolutely happens. So it's definitely a thing that I feel like you could look at. It's like make gun crews so much more important to like have. You could either move them forward with the guns and like capture new ones, or obviously just use them for your own guns. Yeah, you could bring extra gun crews potentially if you wanted to, and capture cannons if you plan to well, if you hope you're going to capture some cannons. I think we're going to see a sally out here anyway, while I'm wittering on about Napoleonics in a medieval battle. Elector Guard General charging out here, going for the Scutatory Spears. This is a tier 1 spear unit. The Byzantines have sent forward, and they're getting shot in the face by handgunners and chased by a general. Now would be the time, if I was the Byzantines, to have my general a lot closer. You maybe charge him. It'd be a bit of a risk. They also could be shooting that handgunner, to be honest, with all these Italicon, which have been the most passive crossbows I've seen in a little while here. They've not been doing any shooting, and they need to get on with doing some now. I think they're trying to go for the pikes. That is their target, which is why the pikes have shifted from one wall, and they're going to go and stand behind another wall now. I didn't even realise this because we were busy looking at the other sally out. France also sallied out here. They had a bit more success. They've actually managed to catch the crossbows here. And they're going to rout them. The Hungarian morale is awful because they have no general. If you'd forgotten, because it happened so long ago. But yeah, it looks like, I mean, Byzantines are just going to stand here with the Scutatory swords again. And just accept their fate. They're just going to get shot in the face by the handgunners. And imagine charged again by the general. It's just kind of back to square one, Byzantines. Need to try something different. Again, the Italicon could be shooting. They could be shooting the handgunners. They could be doing something different. Pikes aren't necessarily the end of the world to try and take out. I mean, they will be a problem, but there's only one pike, 2 choke points. There you go, that Scutatory spear, gone. Angle of Ranjoy going in. If they were to get the Elector Guard General hit, this would be huge, but it's a much healthier unit as that guard unit. And the Angle of Ranjoy has seen a lot of action. Yeah, they're going to need some support. A general would be very useful right now to try and get in there. He could get rear charges right now into that unit. Yeah, I think also the handgunners, they're not even shooting at the Angle of Ranjoy, but it does do morale damage to them. It's like a sort of a spread area thing. So yeah, minus 13 morale is what it does as a handgunner. So yeah, if these guys fire at the Hungarians might will rout for sure. They have with no general. And France has let the Hungarians in. We just witnessed this together. France has maybe thrown the game for the defenses. He's just let Hungary in with his halberds. I see the logic. He's trying to get side charges. You can't really engage the Hungarians in a one-on-one in that gate. The Hungarians are going to rush in every polearm they've got here, and that might not matter that they've been flanked to start with, because they've got a second one to sort of cover the flank. So, yeah. France might have thrown. We'll see. We'll see at the end of the results then, I guess. We're still watching. It's going to be close.
Broken and I'm fleeing.
There There you go. The Hungarians are losing. Morale is what I'm... Like, if you're a Frenchman right now, you're relying on the morale to sort of just the Hungarians give it. Joan of Arc still being alive is popping encourages right now, trying to do stuff. General has died. Oh, Joan has died? Oh, wow. It was a 13-man unit, and the 13th person to die was in fact Joan of Arc. That is unlucky. France might now master out, you never know. But Hungary's not looking great. I'd say send Joan in at this point. You've got no general left. Charge her in, head on into Poland. That's actually stabilized these Swiss. They actually love being charged by cavalry. Okay, that could be a problem now for the defenders. We also do have a bit of a sally outside taking place here. Trier Spearman, I guess blocking the gate. I think we're going to see Trier's general get sent over. He's getting shot as well. He's going to go over and try and deal with Hungary. If Trier loses his general, that could be also devastating. Crossbow still here for Hungary. The Hungarians are kind of routing here, though. It might just be about done. And Talakon here need to be shooting that general. They need to. They just need a general snipe at this point. Byzantines have... I think they have one sword. They have one sword left. And the fire throwers. Bring these guys. They will just rout. And if you have army losses, these guys will rout. Bring them forward at this point. There is literally no reason not to. Get them into this breach, stud in this breach point, and start blasting those spears. This renewed push here from French. I think they got a decent side charge there into the Swiss pikes. And then, yeah, the pikes here for the Trier player. They've gone in. And it looks like they are just about going to defeat the Hungarians. But that was kind of risky for a bit. All France have thrown. Still yet to see the fire throwers. Don't know what he's waiting for. Christmas? I don't know. Look, this is going to be big, though. I would say numbers is close. Yeah, dead close. I would have said the defenders had more. And the crossbows here firing these Trier crossbows. I'm actually like destroying my voice here. I can feel it dying. So, like suffering from this this cold. Again, the crossbows here, they should be shooting that general. They should not be shooting anything other than that general.
And running for their lives.
Because that's might be the only way they beat Trier now is with morale. And that would couple really nicely. If they kill the general, then kill to kill off to break the morale, sorry, with the fire throwers. That would be a brilliant duo there, but it doesn't look like it's happening. Italicon routing here as well. Yeah, still got the Paramanoia alive. What are they shooting? Are they shooting that spear in the back? Oh, is this to try and get that general inside? It is. That might work. But the general's getting shot as well here by French crossbows, so yeah, potato, potato, really. We are seeing the Great Bombard crew for Hungary come forward as well. Should have happened a little while ago. Every man counts. And the fire throwers are moving. The fire throwers are coming. Finally, this should have happened. Also, I think this should have happened with the Hungary's push. They might still win, Byzantines, but if I was to nitpick, I would say this should have happened with the Byzantine, with the Hungarian push. Just push at the same time and, you know, really put the micro and the strain on the defending troops. 300 attackers now against 400 defenders. Numbers shift. Balance of power is not shifted. Well, it is ever so slightly. Slowly but surely. How's there 4.5 minutes still in this replay? Probably because the Byzantines are going to faff about now.
The enemy have rallied their units.
A little bit, but we'll see. And the fire throwers are running away. The gate here has been opened up again, but we've already seen that this is sort of been a play that the defenders have done. And the general goes in. He's got a good charge there in fairness into pikes and spears, but I doubt he's going to rout both these units. He might get the spears. Pikes, once they get their pikes down, might cause all sorts of problems, and the general might just rout here.
From the enemy.
There you go. Enemy general dead. Yeah, that is the Byzantine general gone. Joan of Arc also went in as well. I forgot she was still alive. Yeah, just, well, she's not alive, but her bodyguard can counter that general quite nicely. And there you go. And that, I will probably say, is probably the Byzantines finished. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. We We with no morale, like very little numbers now, less than the defenders, and also no general. Probably is going to be the case, but we'll see. And yeah, I think now they're not pushing. They're not going to push. It was a bold move. It really shouldn't have been done by a general. And they bring the fire throwers around to the other side. Is it just because there's nothing in the gate? I mean, you want to shoot stuff in the gate. That's kind of what the design to do, is to break choke points, like that, really. But yeah, they've been kind of too afraid to use them. Sometimes you just got to use them. It uses up ammo. It distracts other units. But yeah, they should have come up in the Hungarian push. Because yeah, that was when they had their sort of like their strongest. But you can see lots of things routing now. Haramonoi going. I think this general. I thought he was engaged, but he's not. He's gonna face down the fire throwers himself. I like it. Yeah, a close game nonetheless. Yeah, 300 against 100. Yeah, balance power is now way in favor of the defenders. But it truly has been. If you've got all the way through this video, well done, by the way. It has been a mammoth. You're gonna, like I said, you needed some good snacks, popcorn worthy for sure. But I guess it's not really over. I can't write off the attackers, but I feel like I have most of this game. They've been up against it. They have actually got the fire throws in. Well, as I said, they've got the fire throws in without any damage. They have now getting shot in the face, and yeah, they're going to rout here. They've gone straight into melee. They don't want to go inside a city like that. Yeah, they got wasted. Not even a single volley with them. You want to just set them up outside and shoot with them. They are very difficult to use, but you do need to try and take out people's range. And fair, the Byzantines didn't use their range effectively all game. They're a Talikon or the fire throws, as we've just seen there. So yeah, but good game nonetheless. Yeah, really close game. It would have been even. Well, I think the attackers could have won it if the Hungarians had lost their general, maybe. But yeah, it was a really, like, as early as they did anyway, because that, I think, affected a lot of their units. But a really close game nonetheless. This was sent in by VO, who was playing as Trier. So yeah, thank you very much, man, for sending this one in. Really close siege battle, that's for sure. His general is Elector Guard here, getting 202 kills. He's got another unit here of Elector Guard, 214, 107 with another one there. Pikes and Polons not having a great game. But his Trieste Sword Infantry getting 121 kills. The Trebuchet only got 39 kills. I thought it was going to get more than that, to be honest. Crossbows getting 153 kills, 160 kills, 137 kills with the handgunners. Then we have Caltrad playing as Kingdom of France is General Joan of Arc getting 168 kills. We've got the French Chevaliers, 338 kills, 132 with the Chevaliers there as well. A lot of the infantry, yeah, a lot of the spears are doing pretty poorly. Crossbows did okay, 141, 101 kills. Then we have Wu Wub playing as Hungary, 137 kills with the axes, 132 kills with the spears, 144 kills with the halberds. And then, yeah, that's kind of it for sort of like really good kills for the Hungarians. And we have Toast playing as Nicaea, spamming out the Catalanoy, which, like I said, I did not know you could do. 103 the best for them. Angle of Landroid, the late one got 204 kills. The higher one got 125. His general got 363 kills. Is very, very good. Yeah, Fire Thrower 0 kills, and then the Great Bombard getting 50 kills. But yeah, nothing like insane really, to be honest, for Nicaea either, kills wise. Like some of these units did do well, like these ones up here. But yeah, most of the rest of the basic infantry pretty underperforming, I'd say. But there you go, guys. That is today's 12-12 AD battle. If you did enjoy and want to see more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. And do check out some of the videos appearing on your screen now. Some more great battles and sieges there for you. But until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one.